Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these coins. We're just going to check Bitcoin and Ethereum on this one and take from that, I suppose, extract the information and put that into the general health of the market, okay? So with Bitcoin, we're clearly still in this consolidation period, although we have had a tasty bounce from yesterday, so we came back down to, I suppose, just breaking below 31, and we've bounced from that quite well, actually. So, even though, we have had the end of the trend signal, it's not selling off or anything like that. It would appear that actually what it's doing is maybe it's doing an accumulation period at the bottom of the consolidation zone. It's very early to say if that is the case, because obviously it's very early, because we've not long been beneath the center of this Bollinger Band. If we turn on some of these sort of major moving averages, just a few of them, not loads of them, gives us an idea of where the resistances are going to be, and essentially we can see that we've been rejected from the 10 exponential moving average, which is the opposite of what you'd want to see on a bull trend. On a bear trend, you want to see us breaking, well, on a bear trend you would expect to see this is what we've got already today. But this is just the first attempt to break from it, and again, what I'm expecting and what I think is taking place here, to be honest, is a rotation from Bitcoin and all the accumulated wealth that people have gathered from Bitcoin. And now they're sort of sharing that wealth around into altcoins, basically the rotation, causing the alt season, which is basically what has created this kind of chart. So, the chart, as you can see, gone down for a period of 23 days. And Bitcoin has been consolidating for a period of 17 days. So there's been people front running this for a little while actually on that Bitcoin dominance, taking the money out, and now Bitcoin, I suppose, is starting to feel the pressure of the selling and the rotation basically. Now, when I made I've made a few videos now saying Bitcoin's bearish. In a bull market like this, I mean, we've already gone 30% down, so there's no real expectations, I suppose, for me to get mega bearish on this. And this is something I've said. I mean, what I've said is when we get this this trend here, this conversion baseline cross, it's an indicator to say get out of this. The trend is likely over. Now, in the past, we can just have a look at the last time we had those sort of opposing signals. We had a rally up here. We had a cross here at this price action, and after that price, after that signal, we did actually rally another 6 or 7% before coming back down to test this trend line here. So I'm not saying that we can't push up. We certainly can, but I'm not going to get super bullish until, first of all, we see a positive cross take place here, or we break above the 36,000, which is the center of that Bollinger Band, or our weekly money flow index comes down to perhaps maybe test this trend line. So I'm not saying that it's all over for Bitcoin. It certainly is not all over for it. We're in a bullish cycle, massively bullish cycle. So in some ways, you have to take indicators with a pinch of salt. And again, I was never saying short Bitcoin. I was just saying be careful with Bitcoin. But again, the rotation still seems to be apparent, even though we're having a bit of a bounce here on the Bitcoin dominance chart. We're also having a buy signal here on the 4-hourly for the Dixie. So if the Dixie wants to push up again, there is every chance that Dixie will push up, higher to around 91.5, and that would crypto would feel the pressure of that. But again, this is just a fresh signal. It's nothing major. On the daily, we still have that sell signal in play. But my expectations are that we are at a multi-year low. Just to give you a bit of scope on that one, we're a multi-year low. So it is, I suppose, reasonable to assume that we would bounce around this zone, which is where we found our first bounce. And if we go to the monthly, we'll also see that we've been just rejected from the monthly 200 exponential, which isn't good. So again, there is a small range to be played at the moment for the Dixie, but breaking one way or another would be significant. But for the moment, I would expect us to actually dance around within this small zone, really, this small zone beneath this little area here. We've only probably less than 1% or so. It's 2% actually, but as much as perhaps maybe 2.5%. That's pretty much the range I would expect the Dixie to play within for probably a matter of weeks before it makes a decision one way or another. And overall, if you look at the chart perspective, the direction is almost certainly going to be down, but for the moment it's going to hang around within that area. So, you know, indecision for Dixie will give the charts a chance to mature, I would say. So let's have a look at Ethereum, and if I've got time, I can make another video for you. So yeah, it's continuing with its bull trend. This is the daily, and sort of bouncing from the center of the Bollinger Band, classic, and now we're trying to push our way out and basically have a breakout. We've already made an all-time high just this morning, and you know, because we've tried that already, I would expect us to probably try a bit further. The only thing that would ruin this for Ethereum is if Bitcoin did find that rejection on the daily too much to handle and actually break down, you know, all over again, back down to the bottom of this Bollinger Band or so. We're talking 30,500 or so, and that would upset the market in general. The market wouldn't appreciate that kind of move. But you know, at the moment, when you've got Bitcoin dominance like this, and this is what I've been saying to people on my Telegram and people on my Patreon, you know, when you know where's the money? What do you want to have? What am I doing? So I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, but me personally, I am still being reasonably cautious. I'm only playing with 50% of my portfolio. The rest is in Tether, just in case, because you know, I do have a bearish bias on Bitcoin at the moment. Bitcoin hasn't recovered, and it does signify a relative amount of health of the market. But generally, you know, the buybacks for me aren't going into Bitcoin. I'm using Bitcoin as an indicator, I suppose, for potential drops in the market overall. But if there are drops, they're being bought with altcoins. I have a range of different altcoins that I'm buying in these dips. So I bought back some dips last night, and I'm riding them out for the moment. And also my other indicator would be Ethereum, because Ethereum is going to be leading the altcoins. So long as Ethereum is healthy, it's propping up the entire market. Ethereum is basically the foundation of all altcoins. So if Ethereum's good, you will see altcoins pop left, right and center. And if you've been a member of my channel for a while, I have been calling for, since December, maybe even earlier actually, that there would be an alt season in mid to late January. So we are in mid to late January now, so it's nice to see that I wouldn't say it's a prediction, it's an interpretation of the charts. It's not anything, I don't have a crystal ball, I've looked at charts and that's what they seem to say. It's nice to see that that's coming to fruition. And you know, I'm not saying, yeah, I called it. It's not about calling anything. Anyone could look at these charts and say, well, that's what the charts are suggesting. There's no such thing as a certainty in any of this, but it is good that, you know, especially for long-term chart analysis, which is what I prefer to do, you know, looking weeks, sometimes months ahead, that is actually working out. So it gives me a bit more confidence in some of the alts and trades that I'm making, that they will play out in the way that I expect them to. And those who follow me probably will get by now that I'm actually very conservative of my price predictions. I'm not a moon boy, and I don't say I don't have overblown figures, and actually most of the time I get out way before the top, because my targets have been met. So yeah, like I say, at the moment everything's looking pretty good. As long as Ethereum is able to hold at least the center of this Bollinger Band, then the altcoin market should still thrive, probably to the end of this month and maybe into next month too. So I'll leave it with you there, but yeah, feel free to subscribe to this channel if you're not already. I've just reached 5,000 subs, which is pretty impressive for me, to be honest. I didn't expect to get 500 when I started doing all this. And I've got a Telegram chat, all for free, just chatting away. Everyone's just chatting away in there. But if you want to take it one step further, I do have a Patreon channel, and you can have a look at that, and there's some extra perks for people who join that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice evening and day and good week. Take it easy.